Okay, what I'd like to do now is address the sim that we did in week 3. Yeah, in week 3, if we find it, spacebar enough to get that. So if you remember, there it has a kind of wobbles side to side, which I wasn't that keen on. So the way this IO works is that inside here we've got a animated points transforming the static rest geometry of the the actual 3D geometry. So I'd like to do some play around with the time, but on the actual points. So to do that, I need to go inside this node, and whenever you've got a little lock symbol like on these kinds of nodes here, just right click and click Allow Editing of Content, and then you can dive inside and take a look at what's built in here. And it's pretty simple. We've got the cache on one side, so that's the actual animated points here. You can see them moving around. And then on this side, we got the static rest pose at frame 77. So basically, if I do anything after this to the time, then that will filter through to everything else below. So it's best I want to do it just after this file cache here, right? So first things first, I'm just going to drop a time blend because I want to slow it down. And a time blend will give me information. I'm going to check this interpolate rotation of normals, quaternions, and transforms as well. Give me information between frames. If we want to slow things down, then I want to get kind of stuff going on between them. And then the animation is actually going to come from this time shift. Okay, and just select that. And then, so what I'm going to do with this on the first frame. First, I'm just going to delete what's in here because there's just an expression to follow the frame number. Just go to the first frame, 77, and keyframe in 77. So, at frame 77, that's where we are at the beginning. And then go to frame 100, I decided worked. So at frame 100, if we go here, we can see it. This is where the car kind of lands. So it's in the air, lands, and then at frame 100 it starts to rock back and forward. So from frame 100 I want to slow it down considerably. So at frame 100 I'll drop another keyframe for frame 100 excuse me, 100 there. It would probably have some strange thing going on there. Oh, let me see, I don't think I made the actual keyframe there. Frame 100, frame 77, a value of 77. There we go. Okay. And it did say Bezier there. I don't want. Go into the animation control, press spacebar and H. We get this curve. Just get rid of that. Change that to linear. Just enter. Good. Okay, so that will just be. It will just follow whatever frame we're on now. It's the same as having $F, but I just wanted to do that because after this point I'm going to change it. So then I'm going to go to the end of my timeline to frame 240, okay, and I'm going to put in the value, a keyframe here of not 240 but 150. So I'm essentially stretching out, the animation there. You can see that it's going much slower now. So if we turn on the toggle for real time, see it'll slow down really quickly just after it lands. Okay, so that's good. And then also I just want to, I don't want it rocking back and forward constantly. I just want it to stop after a while. So I'm going to drop another time shift and clamp this one to let me delete the channels, 155. Okay, so at frame 155 it will just stop. It's going pretty slow by that point, so it shouldn't look too sudden of a jolt when it stops. There we go. Okay, so now we just need this feeding into everything else. So everything that's plugged in here needs to go plugged into this time shift. Maybe we should name these as well. Time blend, we haven't done anything special in there. Let's say slow down here, and then clamp end. just so we know when you come back in, you know, what have you done here. So just plug all these in. Don't know if there's a quicker way to do this, but there we are. Okay, and now that will, you know, filter through and transform the pieces here, and we can see that out here we get the same animation. So from frame 77 we jumps, lands, and we get a slow rocking back forward. Let's make sure we haven't got jumps there. Seems that maybe the time blend is not working. Let me put it after the slowing down. Now remember, we need to go into the time shift here and turn off this integer frames. Okay, I think, yeah, the time blend can go at the top here. Okay, and then we'll put the visualizer back down here. I don't think that really matters, to be honest, once we're out here. And let's watch that now. So you can see that it's quite subtle, but you know, we're getting a little bit of movement per frame. Okay, after the, so that's all good to go. Let me just drop a null here and call this out. Let's do that in capitals. Out body wheel sim, and then I need this for the glass fracture, well, for the glass simulation. So let's go ahead and, yeah, I'll create another geometry node for that. Call this glass sim. Make it green like the other one. Get rid of that. And then object merge in the, let's see, body wheel sim, out body wheel sim, and there we go. Got that there ready to go to use as a collider and to constrain the glass to as well. And then we'll just need to finish the glass as well and get that ready to simulate.